we are back, and today, Cora, we are going to be watching
Aladdin!
Now, you had so much fun when we watched The Little Mermaid. Are you hyped up for this one?
Yeah.
You should. This is actually, probably story-wise, this is probably one of Daddy's favorite ones that I grew up with. And not just because it also has Robin Williams, who, I don't know if you've watched a Robin Williams before. Yeah, I think you've watched Hook. Remember Hook?
No.
Oh, we'll probably be watching that next September for our next Pirate Month.
Kushma.
But, let's see, what else has Robin Williams been in that you might have seen? I don't know. But he's a very funny guy. He was a very funny actor, and he passed away already, so.
No!
But his work as the genie is just, nobody could ever top that. Even in the live-action remake they did. Which, I have a lot of issues with the live-action remake. But we'll save that for the review part of the video. So, what do you know about Aladdin?
I just know that this boy is in love with this girl and this other boy is trying to stop him. And the other boy, he finds the genie's home. And then he rubs it, and then it gets the genie out, and he asks to F1.
You forgot? Have you ever seen Aladdin before?
No, I've just seen clips.
Oh, you just seen clips? Alright, well, let's go ahead and dive right in to Aladdin.
I think there's something written here. 10,000 years will give you such a crick in the neck. Say the magic word. Genie, I wish for you to make me a prince. He has Aladdin. We're never gonna get a hold of that word. Do you trust me? Keep your hands and arms inside the carpet.
Alright, so we just finished Aladdin.
I can show you the world of games and movies.
So, did you like this as much as you liked Little Mermaid?
But this is a 10 out of 10.
Well, don't say that yet. It's not time.
Okay, sorry.
What are you holding?
Let's see what the penny says. Pieces, man.
Did you have a favorite part?
I can show you don't.
That song? I thought you would have really liked the Friend Like Me song.
Yeah, that too.
That too. Who is your favorite character?
The genie.
Yeah.
Yes.
What'd you think of Jafar?
He's a bad guy. What do you think?
Was he better than Ursula? Which of those?
You a little bit better because at least he had no bad words in his song because he doesn't even have.
Oh my God! There's no bad words in a Disney movie, Cora.
me.
So
what? And why are you looking on your phone?
Who did you like more, Jasmine or Aladdin?
Aladdin.
Aladdin. Why not Jasmine?
We don't often see Aladdin in this movie.
Yeah.
And
Well, I mean, the movie is called Aladdin, and it is supposed to be about him and not about Jasmine. Otherwise, they would have called the movie Jasmine.
oh, they could just name the movie Aladdin and Jasmine.
Yep.
But no, they decided to name it Aladdin.
Well, because he was the main character of the story. It was going based off around him.
Yeah, but I think it's like...
Which kind of leads me to one of the issues with the live action, where you see a lot more Jasmine than you do Aladdin. And all the good stuff Aladdin did in this version of the movie, they gave a lot of his stuff to other characters, like the genie and Jasmine, and it was just not good at all. One of my biggest gripes with it, well, I guess two biggest gripes with the live action version is, well, I guess three, actually. The first is Jafar, his fight with Aladdin at the end was way better in the cartoon than in the live action. In the live action, it's not very good. The bird takes the lamp, flies around town, and comes back and gives it to Jafar, while being chased, I think, by the carpet and the monkey. But in this one, you actually see Jafar using lots of magic. He turns into a giant snake. And that brings me into the second issue. They took away Aladdin's, smartness. In the live action, it's not said, but it's kind of implied, the way Will Smith looks around, that Will Smith came up with the idea and nudged it over to Aladdin to get Jafar to wish that he was a genie. But in the cartoon, it was completely 100% Aladdin's idea. And finally, the last thing that really bugged me about the live action the most is, aside from all the stuff we get early on with Jasmine singing pointless songs that make no sense, at the very end, they took away from the Sultan by having him say, oh, well, from now on, whoever's in charge can do whatever they want, and I'm just going to give up my throne to my daughter. Which, historically, that is not how things work. So, it's kind of not just being woke, it's also being inaccurate to actual history, which is kind of the whole point of these live action things, is that they wanted to make it as real to real life as possible. And you just completely blew that out of the water when you're like, oh, well, we're not going to do anything with giving the Sultan his arc that he's supposed to get through, which was, let my daughter decide who she wants to be with. No, we're just going to say, oh, well, she can do whatever she wants. She's now Sultan. I tell you, the people of that time era would probably have not gone with that, because, sorry to say, back in history, people were like that. A man was in charge. They put the men in charge.
And not the women?
No, not the women.
Okay, because I agree with that, because that makes no sense.
And even today, in certain cultures, like, the culture where Aladdin is, that is very much still the way it is. Men are still very much in power. I mean, in those kinds of cultures, the women, they have to completely cover up. They aren't allowed to wear normal clothing like we wear here in the U.S. They have to wear like gowns and stuff that cover everything but their eyes.
Like you're saying, if they did that to me, I couldn't wear this hoodie in this pants?
Nope, you'd have to wear like basically a dress with a hood that covers your face.
But you guys know I hate dresses because you have to like sit like this, and I like sitting weird ways like this.
Well,
so that's why I mostly wear
it's called
pants.
sitting ladylike. It's being a proper lady. Because Daddy is trying to teach you.
It isn't my fault that I'm weird and crazy and cool.
Well, you can be both. You can be weird and crazy, and you can still be ladylike.
Don't forget the cuckoo.
Cuckoo, yes, you're definitely cuckoo. Alright, so, anyways, what is Aladdin about, for those of you who may not know? This evil character named Jafar is looking for this cave full of treasure, but the treasure he wants more than anything is this lamp, which has a genie. He can't go in himself, and no one else will fit the bill except one particular person. So he searches for that person. It turns out to be Aladdin. Meanwhile, Aladdin's living on the street and being chased. Then the princess is supposed to marry a prince, but none of the princes nearby are panning out. So the father's getting upset, so she decides she's going to run away. She comes into Aladdin's path, and they spend a little time together. And if you ever watched the movie, realize that the very first day went by like super fast. Like, it started off and they were talking about it being morning. Then, when they finally get away, they start to eat the bread. And they give the bread away. And then they hear noises down the street, and it's supposed to be Prince coming to see Jasmine, and then after that, Cora, stop! Don't be cutting things. Then after that, Aladdin gets embarrassed and he walks home. And by the time he gets home, it's nighttime. So it went from morning to night in the span of like maybe an hour in their world. Which, I don't buy that, but okay, whatever. So, Jasmine ends up kind of getting interested in Aladdin, but she gets taken away because the guards come after him. And the guards put him in jail. Jafar makes him a deal to get him out of jail. And he goes down, gets the lamp. And as they're trying to escape, Jafar betrays Aladdin. And that's when Aladdin finds out afterwards that there's a genie in the lamp. And so the rest of the movie is just him trying to win Jasmine, plus some of the stuff we talked about already. So yeah, I really like this movie. Story-wise, this was my favorite of the Disney films growing up. You know, there wasn't too many Disney films that were mainly for boys. And I felt like this one was more for boys than it was for girls. But this still had a bunch of stuff that girls could enjoy. Just like Little Mermaid was made more for girls, but there's stuff in there that boys could enjoy still.
Like, I believe you still liked it a little bit.
I like it. It's not bad. I just think it's meant more for girls than it is for boys. And Aladdin is meant more for boys than it is for girls. Just like Beauty and the Beast is more for girls. And I think Lion King is more for boys.
I think it doesn't matter in gender.
I think it does. See, that's the thing. It does matter. it always matters. That's what the world has forgotten. Or that's what people in the world are trying to make you forget. They're trying to make it to where we all get... Basically, they want to take away everything from everyone, shave your head, give you gray clothing that everyone else has, so that you can't tell one person apart from another. That's the scary reality behind all this woke stuff. That's their ultimate goal. Total control.
Yeah, scary.
I mean, how would you feel if you had to shave your head and wear a gray suit that looked just like every other person's gray suit, and there was nothing different about you? Nothing that made you Cora.
But I'd be super angry and just not follow that rule, just wear what I want to wear.
But you wouldn't have it. They would come in, they would take everything from you.
Then I'll steal my stuff back.
No, it would be gone. It would be destroyed. There wouldn't be stores that sell anything except food. And there would only be certain approvable foods. And the only thing you can read or watch is certain approvable material that brainwashes you into their line of thinking.
Okay, then I'll kill them.
Well, there's too many of them.
Then I'll kill all of them.
Well, you shouldn't kill anybody. It's not nice.
But they said stop it.
But honestly, I don't think that'll ever happen because there are too many people who will stop it.
Yay.
Too many people who speak out against it.
Yay.
Which is what is starting to happen now. People will never let it get to that point. You know, we fought back a long time ago because of them trying to put a tax on tea, and we earned our independence that way. So, but that's not what this is about. So anyways, we'll be right back after this with the final scores. See you in a little bit.
Bye.
Hello there. I promise we'll get right back to the video shortly. I just wanted to say that many writers, YouTubers, readers, and gamers often talk about one thing that they all share in common, and that is drinking coffee. And perhaps you're tired of going out and ordering expensive high-end coffees and cappuccinos from huge corporations, and are looking for a way to have that same or better coffee brewed right in your own home. So I want to ask that you consider trying Coffee Brand Coffee. You can order from an array of different blends that will be delivered right to your door. And if coffee is not your thing, they also have teas, cocos, and chocolates. Why am I doing this, you may ask? Well, for a long time now, I have been a fan of a channel called The Quartering, which is constantly reporting on the news, and the head of the channel, Jeremy, has worked really hard for his viewers over the time I've watched this channel. He has done so much, helping out others and smaller channels, working hard to make several videos a day, which I can tell you, does take quite a good amount of work. And recently, he started his own coffee company. So if you're willing to try and change to a better coffee, tea, or K-cup because you need that sweet caffeine fix to get you through writing that next novel, reading that next book, playing that new video game long into the late hours of the night, or starting off early in the morning for a long live stream, then head over to the website for Coffee Brand Coffee or check out the channel The Quartering and see what delicious specials they have going on.
For thousands of years, the world has been protected by the Guardian of Light, or as he is more commonly known, Santa Claus. Over the centuries, factors such as fear and prejudice, greed and jealousy, misunderstandings, betrayal and war have segregated most humans from the magical world of elves, fairies, wizards, and the like. This has resulted in many misconceptions and generalizations of the true nature of Santa and his world.
This 6-book series by Sean Connaughton begins as the current of a long series of guardians is murdered by a group of monstrous enemies recently escaped from an enchanted South Pole prison. These creatures are loyal to the darkness, an evil force determined to exterminate the light in order to enslave all creatures of the world.
Shane Connor, an average young man, suddenly finds himself being trained as the new guardian. As he adapts to his new life among fantastic creatures, he goes on an adventurous quest with a legendary wizard for the ultimate weapon to use against the darkness, and faces murderous enemies like Rasputin, Morgana Le Fay, Krampus, and many more.
Along with his best friend Joe Gomez, Shane encounters politics, history, mysterious murders, new loves, his own hidden past, and racial dynamics among the fantasy races that turn out to be all too real. Their adventures reveal the true nature of the world and challenge the current state of how all races interact.
This series expertly melds myths, legends, history, faiths, folklore, and secret societies into a fascinating, cohesive, comprehensive world of wonder and magic.
From Atlantis to Olympus, from Hades to the moon, and from broomstick races to Christmas deadlines, join the new Santa Claus on his amazing journey. But beware, will Shane's quest achieve his ultimate goal of destroying the darkness and preserving the light of the world? Or is he actually playing right into a plot by dark forces that will result in his, and our, ultimate doom?
So make your list and check it twice for the Guardian of Light book series. Download your audiobook or ebook today from Audible, Amazon, or iTunes.
All right, and we are back. So, Cora, Aladdin, on a scale of 1 to 10, what would you rate Aladdin?
10.
10 out of 10?
I was going to trick you into saying I was going to say 1.
Yeah.
Yeah.
Any last comments you want to make about favorite parts or anything of this movie?
Even though I did say 10 out of 10, I only have one issue.
What?
What does Aladdin have to be broke? I mean, yes. Like, you never saw a broke man marry a rich woman, but it just doesn't feel right.
That was the point, is that, he was humbled by his status. He was lucky enough to be the one that could get the genie who could get himself out of that situation. And he was smart enough to have the intelligence to make some of the choices he made.
And also the rules about the genie. I saw genies! Delish! Like, can do whatever people want, no matter what.
Yeah, except you can't make someone fall in love with you because of free will. If you could, that would be going against your free will to decide who you want to be with.
Okay, question.
Can't kill anybody because, first off, you shouldn't really be wishing for people to die. And, that would just be wrong.
And also you can't...
And the last one, can't bring people back from the dead.
One, because it's a scary picture.
Because then they'd be a zombie. You don't even like zombies.
Okay, but those rules should not even matter. Right.
Well, the one without the zombie, he says that he can't do it. I think on that aspect, it's more he doesn't want to do it. because he says that the way he talks about it is like he could do it. It would just be a really bad idea to do it. So I think that of all that, that is the one that he could do, but just doesn't want to do it because it's too gross and messy. So yeah, it's just better to leave that one alone. There's technically 4 things he can't do, which is the 4th one is you can't give more wishes. You can't wish for more wishes.
Yeah, because that also makes no sense.
But anyways, on a scale of 1 to 10, I would give Aladdin a 9 out of 10.
Doop, doop.
Maybe it's just because I'm older and I'm not really into Disney cartoons as much as I used to be when I was a kid. But I did really enjoy this, and I still really enjoy the music. And I enjoyed how all these voice actors voice these roles. So.
And you enjoyed everything.
Yeah. I used to love Iago. He was so funny. Robin Williams was even funnier. Jafar is probably one of the more menacing villains of the old school Disney villains.
Of course he is. He's a man.
That has nothing to do with it.
It's a joke, okay? I tried to make it funny.
Okay. Scar is a man, but I'm not scared of Scar. Well, technically he's a lion, but he's a male lion.
It was a joke.
Anyways, so yeah, I really enjoyed this, and it seems like Cor really enjoyed this.
More than you did, because you gave it a 9 out of 10.
Yeah. Like I said, that might just be because I'm a grown-up now, and, you know, doesn't sit with me the way it used to when I was a kid, so. But anyways, we're going to go ahead and wrap up this video. And we'll see you all in the next one. Please remember,
Like, comment, subscribe, so I didn't say that earlier in the intro.
and we'll see you guys in the next one.